Usually I wasn't gonna make a video until like maybe next week or a few days later or something. But as you guys probably might know, it is November 11th. Very important holiday. Yes, it is Veterans Day. But also, it is the birth of the best game ever made. You can fight me on it if you want. I don't care. But Skyrim. Skyrim was released 11 years ago. Yeah, 2011 was released. And for those of you who don't know, it's my favorite video game of all time. So I thought, why not react to a video related to Skyrim? Because love Skyrim so much, and we'll see if I can relate to it. I'm sure I can. I chose a Game Ranks video called 10 Things Longtime Skyrim Players Hate. And we'll see how many of these things I actually personally hate. Because I know there's some things in Skyrim that I do that some players don't do, but there's a lot of, like, typical what all Skyrim players do and hate. So we'll just have to see. So let's get right into this video.
Many of us have played Skyrim since it came out back in 2011. From time to time, I even still pick it up myself. And there's tons of stuff to love, but there's tons of stuff to not love. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 things longtime Skyrim players hate.
Oh, I love
Starting
that ad.
off at number 10, it's playing Skyrim unmodded. Even after all these years, the OG game is still
playing the game unmodded. I'm gonna turn up my volume because I can barely hear it. Playing the game unmodded, I don't particularly hate that because I still play my game without a lot of mods. There's like one mod that I have on it, which is the showing the different the exact locations where the stones of Baranzaya are. For those of you who don't know, the 24 stones of Baranzaya. Those are almost impossible to find without Googling or a mod or a cheat or something. So, or maybe nowadays it's easier, but like, the first few times, like, everyone tries to do that quest at least once or twice, and it is almost impossible. Very few people knew what happens when you got all the gems. At least back then. Now more people know, obviously. But, yeah, that's the only mod that I've really gotten besides, like, I've added, like, capes and stuff. But I still love the game completely unmodded, just as it is. I love it the way it is. I've seen people mod it like crazy, and to me that looks like it ruins it. Like, it's cool to get mods that make it look more realistic. That looks cool. And there's people that, like, make the characters, like the kids, more, like, different rather than the generic Skyrim children look, which is cool. But people use too many mods to the point where their game is, like, messed up. And I don't like that. Personally, I love the game just the way it is. So, this does not make me that mad, really.
still really buggy in places. There are bugs present
turn
in
it
it
up more.
now in 2021 that were there all the way back in 2011 when it was originally released. Of course, there are mods to fix that, but the fact that some issues went never addressed by Bethesda for such a long period of time mean that for a certain group of Skyrim fans, the game is considered unplayable without mods. I mean, it's not really
Completely
true.
untrue.
The game is fine to play without modding, but for a lot of fans, that is the only way to play. It's no secret that Skyrim has maybe the largest, most active, and probably best modding community out there.
Okay,
Like, if
that is
there's
also
one
true.
older game that is still around today that's well known for its modding scene, it's Skyrim. They run the gamut from basic bug fixes to total conversions, and there's so much good stuff there that it's kind of mind-boggling. It's not
What
just
the
like
fuck is
Macho Man as a dragon or
Jesus
Thomas
Christ.
the Tank Engine as a dragon. There's a lot of really
Not
polished,
that one.
interesting
That
mods
one
out
looks
there.
cool.
But
I'm not
here's the
gonna lie,
thing,
that
most
looks
people
dope.
don't play Skyrim with any mods at all. The PC population is big, but it's only a small slice of the Skyrim pie. The console players only get a small sampling of Bethesda-approved mods for the console.
That is partial.
And I have
Yeah,
to
that is a
imagine
good
most players
reason.
just ignore it. They're totally fine playing the game vanilla, but for hardcore and long-term people, it's the mods that keep them coming back, and not like the stellar, untouched, pristine, original gameplay. Obviously, the game's good on its own, but it's also
Exactly.
old and buggy. At number 9 is Nazim. There are a lot of characters people pick on in Skyrim. There's Lydia, Delphine. Probably the most hated NPC of all of them, however, is this dude named Nazim.
Okay, that is very true.
Even notice this guy. For some people, the annoyance starts almost immediately, but it's longtime players that really have a burning hatred for him. See, he basically has
because he is a complete
ass.
ass.
He stands near the entrance in Whiterun, one of the first towns you go to in the game, and says,
"Do you get to the Cloud District very often?" "Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't."
Like, just a blatant display of
Literally.
Dragonborn from Nazim here. Shocking. There's so much about this that rubs people the wrong way. The way he implies that you're a loser. The way he constantly repeats the line every time you pass him in Whiterun.
Well,
the fact that the Cloud District isn't even really fancy. Like, there's so much about it that makes people mad. Another infuriating aspect to him is
He
the fact
gets
that he's
him
got
dead.
a key to a place called Winter Sand Manor, which you can pickpocket, but the key doesn't actually go anywhere.
Oh,
Winter Sand Manor was
yeah.
a place
I already knew about that thing. The people who were creating the game, like the creators and developers and whatever, were originally going to give Nazim and his wife their own actual manor or mansion, whatever, in the game. For some reason, they ended up not putting in the game, but they kept the keys in their inventory for some weird reason. They probably just forgot to take it out or something, but that's kind of an interesting thing, and I already knew that. But, yeah, so the freaking Nazim thing, yeah, of course, long-term players freaking hate him because I'm pretty sure the people who made the game wanted to make a character that's supposed to taunt you. Not every character is supposed to be like, oh, we love the Dragonborn. No. One's gotta be all cocky and shit, like, gotta give us, like, not everybody can love the main character, you know? Nonetheless, I do still hate him, and I do kill him too, so.
that the developers took out of the game, but the key's still there. You can pick it up. And to add insult to injury, you cannot drop it. It's stuck in your inventory now.
Yeah, you can't drop it.
You with a key to a place that does not exist. But let's be real, the main reason everybody hates this guy is because he's got a dumb, condescending line that he just repeats constantly. Every single time you come to Whiterun, and for long-time
Well,
players,
he's not
gotta be like
an
hundreds of
important
times you're forced to
NPC.
hear this random dude make fun of you with a lame insult. I literally ended the Civil War and saved this country by myself. Just shut up.
Yeah.
At number 8 is Draugr Tombs. Dungeon design in Skyrim can get repetitive after a while, and there's no tile set more common
Did you
and
say
more hated than
Draugr?
the Draugr Tombs. These things are
Oh,
everywhere.
Draugr
Many quests
Tombs.
send you to explore them, and once you've been to one of them, you
Um.
have been to pretty much all of them. In some ways, caves are potentially more repetitive, but for whatever reason, the shape and style of Draugr Tombs just starts getting really annoying to see.
Okay, I disagree with this one as well. I mean, after a while, it can get tedious. For sure. Because it's the same enemy in most caves. It's either Draugr or necromancers or vampires. Depending on which hold or area that you're in. But more than likely, it is Draugr. And the thing about it is, not every cave and dungeon is the same. So the guy saying that they're exactly the same, he didn't say exactly the same word for word, but saying they were all similar, and it's really annoying fighting on the Draugr. I kind of disagree because the Draugr, they're not hard enemies to fight. They're really good, like, enemies, like, easy enemies to get, like, extra, gold and stuff. And so I just, like, I don't know, I don't think they're that annoying, except the Death Lords. Those are annoying as hell. But regular Draugr, not that annoying.
A big part of it's probably the Draugrs in them, which turn into annoying damage sponges at higher levels. To be really reductive,
Not
a lot of the quests in
damage
Skyrim boil
sponges.
down to go to dungeon, kill a bunch of Draugr, get an item, leave, rinse.
Doesn't almost every or any RPG game have those where you go somewhere and either fetch something or clear some area out?
Spiders, a word wall, same two puzzles that show up
Like,
way
what the
too
fuck
often.
did you want them to
The
do?
final dungeon of the game is a basic Draugr tomb with a block puzzle and a claw door puzzle. It's not necessarily that any of this is bad, it's just a case of familiarity breeding resentment. There are too many Draugr tombs in Skyrim, and if you play the game enough, you will start getting tired of them. And number 7 is home decorating. The fact that you can customize the interior of your house is actually an awesome thing in Skyrim. The problem, it comes from when you're trying to put stuff on shelves or move things around.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, okay.
There's so many little
I was like, bruh, home decorating, God, decorating your house? How the fuck is that annoying to you? Like, the fuck? A lot of people, when the freaking, like, when that DLC came out, everybody was obsessed with it. Everybody loved that they could build and decorate their own house. But he's talking about actually, like, trying to place something down. And yeah, that is very, very fucking annoying. And it bothered me. There were so many times where, like, when I was younger, I decorated Bree's home. And I was trying to, like, make my table look nice and stuff by trying to put food on it. And it obviously didn't want to go in a certain way that I wanted it. So I spent, I shit you not, 2 hours doing it until I just gave up because it's so annoying to place things a certain way. It's just so annoying.
annoyances when dealing with decorating, and it's something only the really hardcore players who love building up their house and displaying stuff will even start to notice. Well, okay, basically anyone can notice how weird the physics in this game can be at times. Usually it's not that big of an issue though, but if you want to create a space that actually looks really nice, then the whole grab system the game employs goes from being an amusing and janky thing to screw around with to the bane of your existence. You will always be knocking things around, moving stuff you don't want to move, or colliding with things that don't look close at all. Most
Very
annoying
true.
of all is when the physics just go crazy and all the loose objects in the house just go nuts and fly everywhere, completely ruining whatever it is that you're going for. Like, it's hilarious to watch, but if you're actually trying and not just goofing off, this is beyond annoying. It's another case of Bethesda physics in motion. They can be your funny friend, but also your worst enemy when you actually care. And number 6 is the creepy children. This is something you're probably going to only notice if you go deep into making a family or adopting kids, but the children in Skyrim are super creepy. Like, really creepy. They all look like little clones of one another. They always have that weird blank expression.
I disagree with this as well. Okay, using Babette as an example, bitch. She's a vampire. You can't use that. That's, like, obviously, if she wasn't a vampire, she'd be fucking dead. She's not a child. Jesus Christ. But I guess I understand where he's coming from, where he's basically saying, because they all do look the same in the vanilla game, but like I said, there's mods that people get to fix that, to make each kid look different. But even so, I don't think that the kids in the game are creepy. It's just, I wish that in the base game they had their own, sorry, my nose is itchy, they had their own style to them too, because each adult is like different. Why couldn't kids be different? Besides just different clothes and hair color type thing, you know? But I don't think they're creepy. It's a bit too much. And also, yeah, using her as an example, not great.
on their face. It just makes them look like weird dolls.
Of course, she's
The creepiest
creepy.
and most
She's
bizarre
dead.
thing about them is when they do animations that aren't built for children, like sitting down in a chair or using
Okay, that's
TV
just a
station, they
glitch.
suddenly transform
Bruh.
to the proportions of an adult. I am not sure what's weirder, when they shrink back to normal when the animation is over, or when they sometimes stay adult size, so now they're a man-sized child walking around town. Either way, not good.
I
And
disagree
number 5
with
is
this guy.
Blackridge.
Hardcore.
Remember this place? It's an awesome idea to explore the first time you get there. There's a real sense of mystery to everything, like you're the first person to have ever entered this unknown and undisturbed place in hundreds of years. But when you have
Okay,
to go through it the
Blackridge. Oh wait.
second time, or a third, or a fourth, or more, it just
I'm gonna
goes
let
from being
this.
as
There we go.
massive.
I shit you not, the first time I've ever been to Blackreach was literally when I was very lost. I did not think. I mean, I was amazed because it's really cool, but oh my god! At first, I thought it was a fucking maze, and then the Crimson Nernroot quest. Bruh, don't get me fucking started on that. It's like the No Stone Unturned, but so much worse. I can't. Okay, let's just watch this now.
Cool open area to just another place you have to get through. It doesn't help that the few ways to get there involve passing through some pretty big dungeons on their own, so your inventory will already be full by the time you actually get there. So, like, what are you gonna pick up there that matters? It's not like a universal opinion or anything. A lot of people still really like Blackreach, but there are a ton of longtime players who just find the place bothersome and annoying to go through.
It can be
after a while.
annoying, but
Worst
I
of
think
all
it's
is
kind
that
of
for a lot
cool,
of
but it
people,
is pretty
the
good.
feeling of wonder disappeared after actually
But
exploring
I
the
don't
place
hate
and
it.
finding out there's not really a lot
Quests,
to be
though, I
interested
do
to
hate.
see. There's actually very little to do in Blackreach. Combine that with the size, and it becomes a place that's kind of more of an annoyance than anything else, which sucks because, at least to me, it's a really cool looking area and one of the most visually interesting in the entire series.
Very true.
And
That I
number 4
agree.
is annoying companions, and you know exactly what we're talking about here. Lydia blocking a door, or standing in front of your arrows, or ruining your stealth, or setting off a trap. Like, companion AI is not the best in this game, and there
Okay,
are
that
many,
I'll
many
agree with.
examples of these people.
I
These
agree.
NPCs
Them
causing
getting
more
stuck in doors
problems
and
than
shit,
they
yeah.
solve. Worst of all is when they just kind of get lost on their own, or you set them to stay in one place
So
so you
true.
can sneak around. But then when an enemy notices you, the companion immediately goes aggro and sets off the entire area. And don't get us started on the horses. Why exactly is it you, a horse, are trying to help me in combat? You are going to get killed, horse. Again, not for the first time.
I don't think
We're
it's
only
that
scratching
annoying
the
when the
surface
horses
in
help
terms
you
of
fight.
annoying
It
stuff
can
with
come in
companions
handy,
here, but
for
anyone
sure.
who's played Skyrim long enough knows exactly what we're talking about. It is fun to roll around with a companion sometimes, but they can be more trouble than they are worth. And number 3 is the dragon battles. The first time you actually see a dragon in Skyrim, it's this epic moment. It's awesome. Like, you're eventually going to have to go up against this thing. And when you do manage to take one down, you feel like this legendary hero. But then
That's
you fight
kind of the
another,
point.
and another, and another, and eventually these fights start to become an annoying roadblock rather than this awesome, memorable moment. Trying to hit these guys while they're flying around is annoying, even if you're, like, a good archer, and they will spend a lot of time flying around, which
That
is
is
not
true.
that bad, but after fighting them enough, those lulls in the battle go from a minor annoyance to a huge irritation, especially if you're in the middle of doing something else. If a
Oh
dragon
yeah,
decides to
when you're in
attack
the
a
middle of
town and all the
something
people
in
scatter, you
town
can't
and a dragon
interact with
just shows
anybody
up.
until it's gone, so you're basically
So
forced
annoying.
to fight it if you want to turn in some quests quickly. Hell, if all you want to do is wander around and take in the scenery, the annoying screech of a dragon can ruin your nice little nature walk. A huge part of the appeal of Skyrim is actually just wandering around and doing whatever, and anytime a dragon appears as a distraction, even if they're not a danger to you anymore. Hell, especially if they're not a danger to you anymore. Like, what's the point? Where's the suspense? There are no stakes. At the end of the day, they can just be kind of awkward to deal with, too. Once you get far enough in the game, even the valuables they drop aren't worth the effort, and their bones are so heavy, they're not worth hauling around. Play the game long enough, and dragons go from being legendary encounters to annoying distractions. They're just not dangerous anymore, and
That is
they just
true.
waste your time. And number 2 is stealth archers, or really any game-breaking builds. Here's the thing, players don't hate stealth archers because they're bad. Far from it, they actually hate them because they're too damn good. The second someone discovered just how overpowered the stealth archer build was in
Okay,
Skyrim,
that is
it
true.
practically
Okay, at
ruined
first I was really confused when you mentioned that. I was like, how the fuck is that annoying? But I was like, okay, the fact that it is very, very difficult to get through Skyrim without at least being decent or using a bow. It is pretty difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, obviously it's not, but it is harder. So that's how come, like, 9 times out of 10, people choose to go for stealthy characters or archers or thieves or whatever. Even if you choose, like, warriors, they still use a bow a lot of the times, because using a bow makes you so overpowered in this game, it's ridiculous. I don't know.
Any other builds in the game. Of course, there are plenty of other ways to completely break the difficulty of the game. It's just that the stealth archer build is so powerful and so easy to do that it's hard to resist. You start a new game like, I'm gonna play Mage Knight or whatever this time. Then it takes forever to beat a single enemy and you're getting frustrated and you
That's literally what I did. I've tried to be a mage.
Quote-unquote class so powerful.
I have tried to be a mage so many times because I was like, I've never completed the game as a mage. I'll do mage, and then I would eventually switch to using daggers because, like, okay, I'll just use a dagger because killing this enemy is taking forever, and I run out of magicka. And then I end up using a bow because I was like, okay, I just want to get this over with, and I just end up being a stealth person. I've done that with, like, being a warrior too, where I was like, I'll only try and use two-handed. And I can't do it. I just can't. It's too slow. I am more of like, when I play games, everyone goes for brute strength. I am all about agility. Sure, like, when people choose, like, brute strength, usually those characters are slower. And that's where you would have the advantage if you were in agility, because you can get more hits in, therefore that makes up for probably twice the damage than what a brute person can do. Unless obviously, like, players are just really good with tanky characters, and there's not, obviously, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. But me personally, I'm definitely more agility, speed, stealth characters, because they're faster, they're quieter, they have the upper hand most of the time. So it just works. It just works. And in some games, they are overpowered compared to, like, basic tanks. So
is that stealth in general is very effective in Skyrim. Have enough points in it, basically nothing will notice you, even when you're standing practically right in front of it. Combine that with critical bonuses you get from attacking from stealth.
that is true. You do get extra damage, sure. Right.
Funny enough, the stealth archer build shows up in Fallout 4 as well. It's basically just as good there. Like I said,
oh yeah, but I forgot Fallout 4 does that too. But I don't do sneaking in, like, Fallout 4 because you're using guns. With bows, they're quiet from start to finish unless you get caught. With guns, you take that first shot. It doesn't matter how sneaky you are, bitch. You are caught instantly because they'll be like, oh, the sound came from over there. Like, I can't.
Using alchemy and enchanting can totally break the game as well, along with certain class and race combos, but stealth archer is just so easy that it is hard to resist. When one or two builds are so much better than the rest, you're left to wonder what's the point of ever doing anything else. Skyrim gives you a ton of options for how to build your character, but for certain players, about 80% of those options are totally pointless. They just go with what works best, and sometimes you kinda hate that. And finally, at number 1, it's trying to get all your mods to just work. Yeah, everyone loves modding in Skyrim.
That's what you get for adding too many fucking mods, bitch.
People love modding the game. There are times when they absolutely hate
I don't have
it
this issue because my game runs perfectly fine. Because I'm not greedy when it comes to mods.
Different mods need to be different places in the load order, or something just gets installed wrong. Maybe you download an outdated version of the mod, or maybe it changed, or someone else continue working on a different mod page. Lots of stuff. Downloading and installing mods can be fun, but it can also be a huge pain in the ass, especially when you get really crazy with them and try to start the game with like 200 mods activated at once. Trying to troubleshoot mod issues can be a total nightmare, but when you finally get it all working, there really is no better feeling. Then you play the game for like 10 minutes, admire your handiwork, turn it off, and start downloading more mods. It's the modder's curse. It's both fun and infuriating. When everything works great, I mean, that's great. But when it doesn't, it really sucks. That's all for today. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think.
Alrighty, so yeah, that's it for this video. Wow, so I did agree with some of these things. Did not agree with the other things. I'm just weird, I guess. Because everyone, like, does, like, mods and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, nah, I'm just low-key chilling with the way the game is. Even after 11 years, the game still holds up just the way it is to me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So, yeah, I'm good. But some of those other things I completely agree with for sure. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And subscribe, please, because I do a lot of reacting videos and other random shit, whatever. So, and leave it in the comments if there's any, like, video ideas or reaction videos you guys want me to do or anything. That'd be great. And, so yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Happy birthday, Skyrim.